My dogs are my kids. I mean, they are so, they need us.
Animals give you unconditional love, unconditional loyalty. They're the innocence, I feel like, in the world.
They'll snuggle up with you. They just want to be your best friend.
It was a wonderful 2018, and 2019 has gotten off to a wonderful start. We raised almost $200,000 last year, which was a record for us. When we started off, we had no idea what this would grow into. We were a team of 20 people who were walking in a walk, and now we're a foundation that raises almost $200,000 a year. It's just amazing how the community comes out to support animal welfare.
I mean, it's $1.3 million at this point, correct?
Total, we've raised $1.3 million, all for local animal welfare. It took us 11 years to get to the 1 million mark, and we should be to the 2 million mark within the next 3 years. Franklin would be proud.
Yes, he would.
Oh, yeah, my goodness.
Advent Health introduced a team of canine dogs this year. They have 6 dogs, and we were able to provide bulletproof vests for them. Advent Health, formerly Florida Hospital, has been a big supporter of us ever since our inception, so it was really nice to be able to give back to somebody who's been so supportive of us. We started our first TNR grants this year, which is Trap, Neuter, and Release. Central Florida has a huge feral cat problem.
We are working with Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, and they've already started their program out in East Orlando.
That's a baby girl.
You know, we think it's very, very important that these rescue organizations that are out there and the Spay Neuter organizations, that they're able to focus on doing what they do, and we can help them financially so they don't have to spend as much time doing those things.
They've been wonderful. We found out about Franklin's Friends a couple years ago, and we thought, is this too good to be true? They're right in Orlando? Seriously? Sophie's Circle started 11 years ago. I found Sophie in a high-kill shelter, and she was scheduled to be euthanized that day. So I took her home with me, and I started a pet food pantry. I wanted to do something to help. I started getting calls for animals that needed homes, and one thing led to another, and now we're rescuing and rehoming approximately 500 a year. Phoenix is a big boy. He's a Mastiff. I got a call from the director at Orange County Animal Services. She had asked me if we would take a dog in who had a cruelty case pending. It really stopped me in my tracks. It was a horrible thing to realize that this poor dog had been dragged behind his owner's car because the owner was disciplining him. And so one person on a moped pulled in front of the car and just stopped. They demanded that he untie the dog, and the dog at this point was collapsed on the ground. No dog deserves that. No creature deserves that. We are going to make sure that he never has another bad day. Right now he's with his fosters and his life is good, and it's going to stay good.
When Phoenix first came here, he was very timid, very shy. He was so skinny, you could count all of the ribs. We let him kind of settle in, and the first thing he did was climb up on the couch and snuggle with us, and that was very comfortable after that. And every single day after that, it was like very little victories. So the next day his tail wagged, and then the next day he was interested in treats. And the next day he was interested in toys. So every day is just a little bit of a little victory for him. I mean, any dog who's been through that just needs a comfy place and a lot of love.
I love this dog. I love him. Seeing him makes me feel like everything is worth it.
He's a good boy, he's a good listener, and so it's just amazing to see how far he's come in just the month that we've had him.
It's so important to get these dogs somewhere to a safe place and know that they're happy. And the satisfaction comes from knowing that they're in a good home and they're loved. If you looked at the dogs that we helped with the 3 grants that we've been given, these are dogs that really wouldn't have had a chance. And they came into our rescue, and we were able to just give them the treatment that they 100% deserve. You don't have to say no to the vet.
And we think about it and we think, oh my gosh, we've helped this many dogs and cats this year, but to actually meet the actual pet and hear their actual story, it brings tears to our eyes every time.
When you're sitting at your computer reading grants, it kind of detaches you sometimes until you get to meet a sweet boy like Phoenix. It brings it home for sure.
It's really a beautiful thing. What they do is simply amazing, and I've watched them in action now, they just do it right.
It's awesome to be in a room of animal lovers.
You go to any of their fundraisers and it's done well, and you just sit back and think, wow, I mean, this is a good organization. So I'm very, very proud and very thankful that we have Franklin's Friends right in Orlando.
The name of the organization is named after our first dog, and he was a rescue from then the SPCA of Central Florida, and so we're reminded every day why we do it.